Hello, my friends. Several days ago, I created a nice 16-page journal from watercolor paper. I've started to fill it up with practice images and techniques. This means that I will paint various patterns, words, and images that I might wish to use in future journals. When I work on my future journals, if I ever can't decide what to do, I just flip through a practice book to find some inspiration. So this will be another inspirational practice book. Today, I'm going to work on a couple of the pages. My name is Laura, and I am from the Queen of Mirth. I'm also very grateful to be here with you today. So let's get started. This is the book that I made. There's a video to that, and it's a simple 16-page book that I made with children's watercolor paper that I've bought a pad of at Michael's. It's by Creatology, and it's in the children's department or section at Michael's, and it cost, I think, $6 Canadian, which is about $4 USA money. So it's a very good value. It's really quite nice paper. It stands up fairly well. I do gesso the page before using it usually, and sometimes I forget to do that, but I generally do it. In this case today, for today's, I forgot to do it. And what I have done is I've drawn some images in pencil already that I'm going to use my watercolor paints to finish. You don't have to do that. I did this page without doing anything in advance. I just didn't do any pencil drawing under it or anything. These are just practice images that I might want to use in the future. These ones as well. These words are kind of values, like it says fairness, wisdom, peace, nature, creativity, freedom, serenity, love, loyalty, family, honesty, fun, humor, variety, knowledge, friends, animals, trees, ravens, and art. The reason I have ravens there is because some ravens recently moved into a tree that I can see from where I'm sitting right now, and they've just made my life so much happier. Anyway, and this page I did in video. This one I did after that. She has gray hair because I have gray hair, and I find that I'm doing a lot of the women that I draw and paint often nowadays have gray hair. I think it's to honor my own age. Okay, because I definitely have gray hair, and I like to honor that because I've lived quite a long time, and I think that has value. At least to me it does. And I love it when I meet people who are old enough to be my parents and they're still on this earth. It's just a wonderful thing. Okay, I'm going to show you my supplies that I'm using. Okay, these are my Neocolor Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons. Beautiful. These are from various sets of watercolor crayons that I've had over the years. And these are Jane Davenport little paint boxes. Now the problem I have with these is that Jane Davenport sells them as like for different purposes. Like I think these are skin tones, but I'm not sure because she doesn't label or mark on the tin what is inside, like the type of paint of set that it is inside. So I have to guess. And this one I have absolutely no idea. But they're nice colors, and the paints have pretty strong pigment. It's okay. They're fine. Now I have a bunch of these, which are these watercolor pens. I have to warn you, if you haven't started using them already, I like them. They get into little corners and whatnot, but they often the paint will just blob and you have no control over it. Remember those fountain pens that are dip pens, and sometimes if you're writing, all of a sudden a big blob of black ink comes onto your page? Well, that happens with these. So don't use them if you want everything to be perfect. I don't want everything to be perfect, so I'm okay with that for today. But sometimes it can be a little irritating. Now, this is Paul Rubens watercolor paints. I got them on Amazon for reasonable price, and they're very good. They're the best ones I have. I mean, you can get a lot better, but I don't have. These are, oh, you can get in there. And you too. And you too, jeepers. That's because I store them in here. Anyway, these are watercolor tube paints. I really, really like them. I use them with this. I can open it. Yeah, with this thing. And what you can do with it is just, if you're gonna, if you're going to paint, you can just squeeze a little bit of the watercolor paint into the little pan, and then you can keep it there, add some water, do your painting, or you can mix it with other colors very nicely in there, and then when you're done, you don't have to discard what you haven't used. You can just keep it. Like you can see, these are I'm just keeping these, and then if I get a wet paintbrush and put it on here, I'll have a lovely teal color. And so you don't waste anything or throw anything away, and they kind of mix beautifully in these kinds of inexpensive, I don't know what you call it, palette tray or paint tray or something. So there we have that. We're going to use, these. I have all these watercolor things out, partly to just show you, and partly because I don't know what I'm going to be using. And I like to have a variety of materials because I love mixed media. Now, this isn't really mixed media if it's all watercolor, but it's still, I don't know, it's kind of cool. So this one is from Michaels. It's one of their inexpensive lines. I don't know what it's called. I take the top off because I find it annoying. So I just have the bottom tray, and it doesn't have anything written on the back, so I don't know. But that's from Michaels, and it's, it's pretty good for what it is. And then this is something that I got on Zulily, and these are all opalescent watercolors. And actually the colors are quite lovely, and I don't know the brand either. I did the same thing with that. So here we are. I have a spray bottle for water to activate my paints. I have an assortment of brushes, and I have an assortment of, these are all water resistant permanent markers of different kinds, and I use them with watercolors because, of course, what you put down on the paper doesn't bleed. But yeah, so I will be using those too today. Now, let's get started here. What we're going to do is very simple. I am just going to work on these images, and they're just things that I drew. I drew them because I wanted to, I just wanted to have a variety of things on here that I can work on. And I guess let's call this a sampler book. I sometimes call it an inspiration book, but it's actually a sampler of different things. So here we go. if it blobs, it's good because then I can show you what I'm talking about. But if it doesn't, that's also good because it will be perfect. Now, these are leaves, obviously, and I like to paint them in 2 colors. I think it gives them more life. So here we go. I'm going to try and do this quite quickly. So at some point I'll probably just turn off the sound and speed it up so that you can just see how fast it can go. I love painting. I love doing this. I feel so happy and content. Now I'm going to spray water on my watercolor paints just to get them activated. Okay. There, I think I'm done for the day, at least for these 2 pages. I'll probably do a little bit more work on them, but right now I'm quite happy with what I've done. You saw that I kind of redid the main lines of this girl using the watercolor brush and watercolor paint, and I did not do that with this girl. That's because I just want to be able to look in the future to see how things look if I do it in various styles, various ways, and what I might do differently the next time. And in this book, I can do anything. I have absolutely no pressure whatsoever to make things perfect or to make them look in a particular way. So if I want to just try something, I just can go just absolutely recklessly. I can do as I please, and so that's why I started doing this one with the watercolor brush. And actually, I don't mind her at all. She reminds me of some of those Matisse paintings. You know, I kind of like that look, and I wouldn't have even done it otherwise. I mean, I wouldn't have even done it normally in one of my books or in a painting. But now that I see some potential with going over things kind of roughly and quickly with the watercolor paint and brush. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for being with me today while I did this, and I hope that you enjoyed watching the video. Do comment, ask any questions you may have, whatever, and if you like the video, please press the like button and definitely just subscribe to my channel. Right now I have exactly 98 subscribers. I started this channel during COVID, during the COVID lockdown, and I have 98 subscribers, and I need 2 more to make it to an even 100, which I'd really like to do. Anyway, thanks so much, and come back and see me soon. Bye.